Hello, friends. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter Update. No, it's not an update. What is it? It's a recap. That's what we call it. It's a recap. Tarot Topics comes into your inbox every Wednesday, and it's a different topic each week. We talk about it on Thursday and do readings about that topic. This week, the topic is the power of prediction. I've been thinking a lot about prediction. We've been talking about it recently in my lounges on Excel events during the StaarCon 2024 Afterglow. And so I thought it would be fun to do a newsletter about it. So what are the questions going to be today? We're going to talk about what's coming up. I'm happy to make predictions for you. Likewise, if you have questions about your own ability to make predictions or predictions that have been made for you and you have questions about it, anything at all about predictions, that's what I want to talk about today. Let's go right on over to CardCam and get going. And here we are. You can see once again I'm using Wiser Tarot. And thank you to the members who came to our members-only live stream last night. We had so much fun. And I want to say a huge thank you to Claire C. Claire, you are a day early. It is Thursday, not Friday, but I will take the Freezing Frothy Friday Fund contribution very happily because like you, I could use for it to be Friday. So thank you so much. Really appreciate, Claire. Appreciate that you're a member, and I appreciate your contribution. And I appreciate you starting the Friday Drink Fund. Really appreciate you. All right. And, you know, there's so much we can talk about when it comes to predictions and how predictions work. And is it a valid use of tarot? And when is a prediction a good idea and when is it not? And what about other predictions? I mean, everybody makes predictions, right? Meteorologists make predictions. Doctors make predictions. Financial analysts make predictions. We all make predictions, not just metaphysical people, but everybody. And so there's a lot we can talk about here. Let's look at your questions. And let me just scroll up here so I can see. Okay. Starting with Makes You Wear. Michelle, it's so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Seeing as this week's newsletter was about predictive readings, I would love a check-in about my romantic life. Happy to do it. And Free Shadow, thank you so much. Thanks for being a member. And thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Okay, check in about your romantic life. I was back on the apps again for a while there, but it's awful. Yeah, I hear that. And I just don't think it's where I'm going to meet my person. I would love some predictive cards about where I might meet a future life partner, if that will happen in the next few months, the next years, never, etc. And is their energy more masculine or feminine? Mask or femme? It's not about gender, but vibes. Got it. Okay, and you know, for those of you who are readers, this is a very good lesson in different ways we might do predictive readings. So let's see how we're going to handle this. All right. Okay. So we're going to start with the where. Make sure it never is a fine answer because I honestly don't know. All right. Let's see. Well, so then let's work backward and let's start with, do we see the possibility in your future, at any point in your future in this lifetime, for a happy relationship? Do we see that possibility? Okay, so we know that the Lover's card is not the most romantic card. We know it's about communication. We know it's about decisions, but come on, people. If the question is, will you ever have a relationship ever in your life, and we get the Lovers, don't we take that as a resounding yes? Is there anyone who wants to argue against that? I'm going to say a resounding yes. Okay. So now, next question then. would be the where and the when. Make sure stop reading me to filth, cards. Gemini Sun, so perfect. Gemini Sun, I have to tell you this. I've started making remember I had that dream that I was making Taylor Swift friendship bracelets? I bought beads. I'm doing it. How crazy is that? I used to be a beader back in the day. I was a professional beader before I became a professional tarot reader. And I gave it all up. But apparently I have beads again, so I don't know. Anyway, that was just an aside. Because Gemini Sun, I know you're a fellow Swiftie and would find that interesting. Anyway, here we go. Make sure we're doing your reading. So the next question is about the when and where. And I want to start with the apps. I know they're awful, but we're just going to ask, should you be on the apps? Like what does the universe have to say about Michelle and apps? Michelle, as awful as it is, and I think it's awful because it's frustrating and it's as awful as it is, it could be a way that you could meet someone. Do you have to be on the apps to meet someone? No, you do not. It's okay to be off the apps. If you decide you want to go back on, that's okay too. All right, so then, where, not on an app, might you meet a person of this kind? Absolutely nowhere. At a funeral. Wow. Look at those cards. Look at those cards. So here's what I'm going to say, Mixure. Queer dating is complicated sometimes. It is. But on the other hand, there are more options. I mean, there is that, I suppose. All right. So what do you do when you're like, okay, where are we going to meet this person? I don't know, in the middle of an earthquake, where people are lying, in a place that makes you unhappy. What do we do with that? What we say is, well, this isn't working. This isn't working. So, yeah, make sure that is the hardest. The signals, right, because it's not a default. There's not a default pattern. I totally get that. The social contract is harder. Okay, so now we got to go back and we got to say, okay, since where you're going to meet someone gave me nothing I knew how to work with, we're now going to say, and Trey says, I've met people in very unexpected places. It's my thing, right? I love that. That's a great thing to have. So now, since that question didn't work, we're going to say, what do you need to know about meeting someone? And I think Trey is right. You're going to meet someone somewhere on planet Earth, and it's going to be an unexpected place. So, and I think sometimes when you're out and about, you keep your energy very contained. You keep your energy in a very protected way. So you may not be the world's most approachable person. And while you're in that protective energy, you're not necessarily, figuring things out. So it may be that you need to, you still want to be protected when you're out in public, but you may want to open up that energy a little bit to make yourself more approachable. Right, Gemini Sun, I have extreme resting bitch face, right? That kind of thing, perhaps. So when do we see you meeting someone? So that's making me say April, May, maybe? Or in 4 or 5 months. So what do we see? Will you meet someone in 2024 or 2025? More likely 2025. I'm going to say spring of 2025 is very likely. The likely energy, it may be someone neither to completely mask nor completely femme, but someone who is more fluid. It may be someone who's gender fluid, honestly. So, and I would love to get sort of no, the universe is not going to give us a where. I asked just once more, can you just please tell me something about where? And the universe is like, heck no, I can't. So we don't know where. We know it doesn't have to be on the apps. We know it can be when you're out and about. We know you may need to open up your energy a little more when you're out and about. And we know the person is likely to be sort of gender fluid, and it's likely to be like in spring of 2025. There, that's what I got for you. We'll see what happens. Gemini Sun, maybe it's a place that doesn't exist yet. That's brilliant. What if it's like a new club, a new restaurant, a new organization that hasn't even started yet? That is hilarious. Well, I mean, when I say hilarious, I don't mean it's funny. I mean, it's like cool. Hilarious wasn't really the right word. But it's a good idea. I really like it. I like it. Mixture, I'm incredibly attracted to androgynous folks, so that kind of tracks. Also more masked folks, but also occasionally femme folks. And we've got head exploding. Yeah, that was brilliant right there. Everyone who is a reader, pay attention to what Gemini Sun said. It's kind of significant. Right, carpet bomb flirting. Yeah, what else can you do? What else can you do? All right, so that was a fun one and a good exercise in predictive reading. All right, Ness, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years, and thanks for using members-only emojis. We appreciate you. We've had an issue that seems intentional. Was it? We will be protesting and putting in an official complaint about it. What do you predict about it? Is it worth going to a lawyer? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to read the rest of it. Great newsletter, thank you. It's fun to think about how a prediction affects the future, how to approach any prediction. I've had someone tell me nothing I said happened, but she wanted another reading. What about that? If it was a typical situation where she wanted to meet someone but didn't do anything about it, work, home, no effort of meeting anyone, I don't remember the cards, I told her in that case of waiting for someone to drop in her lap, she needs to go out to her friends and social events at least. Yeah, exactly. Like my favorite story of predictions, I've told you all this story, but I'm going to tell it to you again because it matches that story, and then I'll do your reading. A person came in for a reading, and I saw she was very well liked at her job. She'd been at her job for a long time, and I was like, you are so well loved in your job, you can have this job for the rest of your life if you want. She calls me back 2 weeks later. You were so wrong. You were so wrong. Well, it wasn't 2 weeks later. It was like a month later. You were so wrong. I got fired. You got fired? What happened? Well, you told me I was secure in my job, so I just didn't show up to work for a little while. Right. What you do, like predictions, like we can override predictions by what we do or don't do, right? And mixture. Thanks, everyone. Christiana, that might be actually a perfect newsletter for next week. What to do when the cards are ambiguous, unclear, baffling, strategies, etc. We will get to that. We will get to that. I already have next week's newsletter planned, but we will get to it. So thank you. It's a good one. I like it. Thanks for the suggestion. Trey, there's free will, people. Yeah, hello. Okay, Ness, here we go. An issue. Yeah, it might be a great class. Maybe it's not a newsletter. Maybe it's a class. Maybe it's a class. Ooh, yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. If you get a chance, make sure send me like a message reminding me, because you know, when I'm here, my brain is a sieve. Whatever we talk about here, will I remember it in 5 minutes? No, I will not. So if you don't mind, send me a message, because that's a good one. I'd prefer not to forget. Thank you. All right. Ness, here we go. Issue that seems intentional. Was it intentional? It feels that way to me. I'm thinking it was, yes. Yeah, sorry. Okay. We will be protesting it and putting in an official complaint about it. What do you predict about that? I don't think that your protest will be heard at all. At all. Is it worth talking to a lawyer? I think at least a conversation, like a preliminary consultation. Don't spend any money yet, but someone who will give you a free consultation, I think you should. All right, Melissa Grosso, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Great newsletter. I appreciate how you often shift a perspective. I appreciate how you often shift a predictive yes-no question to a more empowering question about a situation. What does Melissa need to know about this situation? Right? Yeah, absolutely. In that vein, what actions do I need to take to be more open to a new career path, new job? I feel stuck in my current routines and handcuffed to this position. Yeah. All right. So, what actions do you need to take to be more open to a new career path? Believe that it could happen. Like, I feel like you've been with this organization, which, I mean, part of the problem is you have a great job with an austere organization. I mean, it really, or shall I say, an impressive organization. So, I mean, you know, it's hard to leave something that on paper is so good. And so I think you have to believe that there are other things that would be good not only on paper, but in reality. And so this is not only believing about your own ability, but believing that such a thing exists. You know, like if you've lived all your life in one room and that's all you've ever seen, you have no idea what exists on the outside. And I feel like you've been with this organization for so long, it almost feels like that, even though you work with businesses as part of your job. So you have to believe that these things exist, first of all, and you have to know there are opportunities out there for you. So here's another analogy about the same room. What if you were told that in the room you're in there is oxygen and there is no oxygen anywhere else? Would you ever want to leave that room? Of course not. So I think you need to know, you know, there are all kinds of possibilities. I think there's a subconscious belief set. And I think there is something too about, like, this is a great job. Why would you ever leave it? It's a great job. It's a great job. But is it a great job? I mean, it is, and you do a great job at it, but any job that we don't love and aren't passionate about really isn't a great job. So there that is. Was that helpful at all? I don't know. But yeah, I think the one thing you need to change is there's some maybe conscious, semi-conscious, and subconscious belief about the value of the job being way up here and the value of Melissa being more down here, and that's the problem. That's what I think. All right. Trey Cameron, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. And also, again, thanks to everyone who made it to the members-only live stream. Really appreciate it last night. Will I ever be able to gain financial independence to where I could move to the place I want? Now, I'm going to do this assuming that the place you want is not like, you know, a 40-room mansion in San Diego. You know, that's like the most expensive thing I could think of right there, right? I'm assuming it's going to be realistic enough. Trey's laughing at me saying, yeah, no. Okay, so the place you want to move is something that is attainable for, you know, regular people, perhaps. Okay, so will you ever be able to gain financial independence to where you could go there? Yes, but I think you're sort of stuck in the doing of it. Like there's a lot to do to get there. But the clear answer to your question is yes. Yes. I'm going to take it a step further, though, and say, and what would you need to do that? And I think it's to recognize that making enough money to move to where you want to go and live there, again, assuming it's not like, I want to live on the International Space Station, that it's not a fantasy, it's a reality. People do it all the time. I desperately wanted to live in Florida before Florida got weird. Florida is weird now. I don't know that I would move here now. But I'm glad I'm here because I'm working to change it. But I desperately wanted to live in Florida, like for all of my life. And here I am. So there is that. It is not a fantasy. It is not unusual. It is not fanciful to think that a person could do this and to think that you could do it. So there's that. All right. Gemini Sun, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members only emojis, and thanks for being a moderator. Trey, you're very welcome. Can I get a general prediction on my near future? Maybe gearing toward finances and all my relationships, family, partner, friendships, etc. All right. Finances. Oh, we'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's tough and rough right this minute, but it will be fine. What else do you need to know about the finances? It's hard work right now. It is really hard. It's taking a lot. And there's not like a fun, happy energy around it. It's just like a lot of hard work trying to figure it out. It's going to take time, but you'll get there. You'll get there. You'll get there. I promise. And you're not going to end up living under a bridge in the meanwhile. All right. Now, relationships. Family, I feel like with extended family, there may need to be better boundaries. There may not be as much connection in the way that you would want. So maybe better boundaries there. Partner, y'all are really trying to make everything work, and that's great. But I think you each have your own anxieties that you're not necessarily clear, okay, I'm acting this way because I'm anxious about this particular thing. And instead, it's this particular thing is important. I know it's important. You know it's important. If you're not acting like it's important, what's wrong with you? But that level of importance is being driven by anxiety, not reality. I think there's some of that going on, but I do think it's workable. Friends, I feel like, like most people in your position, there's not as much opportunity to spend time with friends. But I feel like you do have friends. You have the opportunity to make more friends. You're a likable person. And, I think overall, if we're thinking about friends, family, relationship, and money, overall, that's a great prediction. So hang in there. Hang in there. All right, Nalini, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members only emojis. Glad you like the newsletter. My mom, who I haven't seen in almost 5 years, will be coming to stay with me for a week or so. How will that go, and how to handle her negativity? How will it go? Well, she's got emotional issues. And you're very sensitive to those emotional issues because A, her emotional issues created a lot of problems for you in your life, and B, she has opinions about you. She has emotional issues about you that you're going to have to not listen to, right? So I imagine it's going to be difficult. Yeah, I imagine it's going to be difficult. And the thing you have to do is you have to just keep on your healing journey and try to enjoy her, recognizing that, your mom is your mom no matter what. And so we appreciate the person who gave life to us. But I think you can use this more, try to stay objective and use this as a study of, oh yeah, this is exactly why. You haven't seen her in 5 years. You can now see, in a way you couldn't before, you can now see how her way of being has created things for you that you're trying to change. So this could be a great opportunity for healing for you. Martha Vink, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Wise words in your newsletter. Well, thank you. Can the cards give me a glimpse of what this autumn might hold for me? You know, as it comes up on the anniversary of the passing of your father, you're going to be feeling that pretty heavy, understandably. You're also, I think, really, I think you're thinking about what's going on in the larger world. I don't think that's you. I think that's the world. And just sort of how that's going to be. And this particular autumn holds some interesting determining factors. So, you know, there's that. But for you yourself, you are going to feel more self-determining. Like you have more ability to do what you want to do. You have more ability to know what you want to do. There is just such a greater sense of your own mastery and your own self-determination. So that's pretty fabulous. All right. Adrija, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I hope you're doing really well. Hang on one second here. All right, predictions about your love life. Well, I mean, the interesting thing here is that, the first most important relationship for you is your relationship with you. You have to feel self-confident. You have to feel strong in yourself. And you have to not put up with BS from other people, be it friends, family, or dating people that you're not happy with. You have to be strong in yourself. And from there, you're going to find what you need. You know, I don't know if you have it now, you're about to have it, you're going to have it soon, I'm not sure. But as long as you're strong in yourself, you will find what you need. I'm sure of that. Martha, thank you. Kind of intense, yes. But also with fabulousness. Also, yes. I'm here for it. Good. Yeah. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Nalini, wow, those cards. Sort of what I expected. Yeah. It's not easy. I'm so sorry. All right. And Adrija for Ayosh, very good. Any predictions about his work life as to when he can switch jobs or get a good career opportunity? Not as quickly as he would like, and it's frustrating him. He needs to keep working toward it, and it will happen. But how quickly? I'm afraid it's going to take a few more months. It's a little while. It's not as quickly as we would like. I'm so sorry, but when it happens, it will be good. Claire C., good to see you. Thank you once again for starting us early with the Weekend Drink Fund. I really appreciate that. Thanks for being a member. Will I enjoy staying in family hostel in Barcelona? You would make the best of it. It would be okay. It would be safe. You might meet some people you like, but enjoy feels like a strong word. I think you could tolerate and find the benefits thereof. That's about as far as I'm willing to go. Barbie Bird, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Looking for a romance prediction reading. Who are they? When and where will I meet them, or have I already? Time frame. And the crush was purely a dopamine hit as predicted. Understood, understood. Hey, Barbie, glad you're here. Claire, thank you so much. All right, so So who are they? The whole world. You're going to be in a relationship with the whole world. But I mean, really, I think about, what was that movie? Jerry Maguire, You Complete Me? Was that? Like, who they are is the person who makes you feel like they should be in your world, and you want to welcome them into your world. So it's the person that feels right. That's who they are. The person who feels right. Where and when will you meet them, or have you already? Let's see. Is it someone you already know? I mean, I don't think it's anyone that you're like actively seeing or actively interested in or have actively dated in the past. Might it be someone that you have met in the past at some point in your life? Perhaps. Especially because you just moved back to a city you used to be in. So, yeah, perhaps. Where and when will you meet them or re-meet them? God, those cards keep coming up. I have some thoughts. Give me a minute. I don't think it's at work, but I think it could be in anything like the following. A class you might take, an organization you might belong to, something that you do outside in nature. Should you do the apps? Yes, you should do the apps. If you possibly can without having it drive you nuts, you should do the apps. And when do we think it will happen? I'm going to say we're looking at months, maybe 3 months, maybe 9 months. 3 to 9 months. So Barbie Bird, it drives you nuts because the profile is hard. Get ChatGPT to write your profile for you. It'll be great. Google it, something like that. Yeah, you'll figure it out. It'll be okay. Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, Lisa, you picked your first watermelon. That's so great. Free Shadow, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thanks for using members only emojis. We appreciate you. Barbie Bird, I'll give it a whirl after I get Carl this weekend. Yes, we are so excited that you're going to get Carl the cat. All right. And Joyce Oceans recommends Hinge. And she asks her girlfriends for help with the profile. Makes sense. Okay, so here we go. Free Shadow. Can I have a prediction on whether work will get less stressful for the rest of this calendar year? There will be a change. Yes, the prediction is yes. It will get significantly different and better. Significantly. And is there anything you have to do to make it so? Just roll with the changes as they come. All major arcana cards, I expect something big, but it will be less stressful. And I think good. Okay. Lisa Harmon, can I have a prediction about the spot on my leg? And again, thanks for being here and thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. You have an appointment. Okay. My guess regarding the spot on your leg, 2 reversed kings. Isn't that interesting? What is that? It may require something. It may need to be removed. It may need to be watched. I don't think it's terrible, though. I don't think it's a terrible thing. All right. Let's see. Vaishali, here you go. Do I have prediction gifts, and what kind of predictions can I make if I try to do it? I mean, I wouldn't think about it that way. I mean, I think we all look toward the future and think about what might happen. And I think working with a tool like tarot or Lenormand or runes or something like that could certainly help you. But beyond that, I don't think it's helpful to think in that way. I would say if you're interested in that, pick up a tool. Figure out a tool like tarot or Lenormand or runes and play with that, for sure. Lisa, planning on having it removed? Yeah, and I think you will, for sure. Okay. Lily, thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Okay, prediction on a possible romantic encounter. Where, when, how, Montana, Florida, or somewhere else. So let's start with that. Likelihood for romantic connection for you, Lily. In Montana, yes. In Florida, also yes. Someplace other than Florida. Well, let me ask the question correctly, because that was really making it look like Florida big time. So maybe Florida big time, but someplace other than Florida and Montana, perhaps. So basically anywhere you go. When do we see you finding someone? I would say it's very likely in Florida. I'm really leaning toward Florida as the best happy hunting ground for you. But the when of it, potentially within, it doesn't seem super soon, but it doesn't seem that far away either. I'm going to say 7 to 9 months, maybe. Let's see. Vaishali, you are very welcome. Okay. Here we go. Scrolling down. All right, Julia Bonasteel, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for 2 years. We appreciate you. And thanks for using members-only emojis. We missed you last night for sure. I'm wondering about my current relationship. Will we be just friends or more? Yeah, I think it's just friends. I think that's probably best. Okay, scrolling through. Baby Angel, good to see you. I would like a prediction about my love life, and I'm single and I have no one I'm interested in. Okay, thanks for those clarifiers. That's helpful. And you don't want just anybody. If it's gonna happen, if it's gonna be with someone, it's got to be with a good someone. I do think it will happen, and in fact, I think you'll get married or make a serious commitment. And it may be someone that you meet involving work or some kind of educational pursuit. It seems like a good thing. It seems like a very nice, sweet thing. In terms of when, maybe within about a year. I really think it could happen. So what do you have to do to encourage it to happening? Heal from whatever has happened in the past that has made this sort of stuff difficult. Recognize that this is a whole new thing. It's a whole new world. So there's a healing there. Okay. Baby Cakes, good to see you. The job was still playing stupid games, so I didn't go for an interview. Really cheapskates. Haggle to death, ridiculous, pathetic, livid with this one. I am so sorry. Yuck. When is the next serious interview coming? And I just overscrolled. Baby Angela, year's great. Yeah, good. No problem. No problem. Hang on. Where am I? I'm looking for baby cakes. Here we go. When is the next serious interview coming? It seems busy now. A lot of promises, not much results. Also, the job was waiting till last minute to let me know what they decided. I wouldn't even make to the interview on time. So disrespectful. Yeah, screw that. We don't want that. Because if they treat you that way on the outset, like if that's the first impression they're comfortable making, you're not going to want to work that job. No way, no how. So when do we see the next serious interview? I think soon, maybe even within the next 3 weeks. Yeah, we've had these two cards come up together a lot. I think it's very quick, very soon. Okay. Okay, I'm just reading through some of the comments that I missed from Joyous Ocean and Trey. Thank you so much. Joyous Ocean, you've got a lot of stuff going on. And Joyous Ocean, I'm seeing a lot of comments from you that are all things I could read on, but I'm not sure that's your question. So if I'm missing this, thinking like because I think it's not your question, let me know. Christine Hallowell, good to see you. General prediction about your martial arts. Well, I mean, you're going to go as far as you can go with this because you're finding so much healing with it. My question is, do you want to become an instructor? Is there a career here for you in the long run? That's my question. You're going to take this as far as you possibly can. As you should, because it's healing for you. Okay. Okay, just scrolling through. The next one I see is Teresa. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Prediction about communication relationship with my estranged mother. Very toxic, but she's getting old. I won't reach out, but will she? And I think you need to have a plan in case she does. Like, do you feel a responsibility for her care? You know? I'm not saying I think you should. Let's put it that way. Will she reach out? Not easily or quickly, but when she's miserable and like in the hospital or something, yeah. But I think it'll be reaching out to make you feel guilty and responsible, not to try to reconcile or to see if you could possibly help because she's going to try to be nice and appreciative. So, yeah. There it is. I'm sorry, it's difficult. Oh, it was, I saw. Okay, Joyous Ocean, thanks for clarifying that. You're so sweet, thank you. Right, I see it. I do need a general prediction. Right. I see it. I didn't quite catch that was the request. But I see it now, and it obviously is. All right. Joyous Ocean, we appreciate you so much. And just a reminder, we'll see Joyous Ocean, Dion C. Monsanto at StaarCon 5. Will we see you? The early bird special ends at the end of this month. So, I mean, not that there won't be other deals or other ability to get your ticket right up till the final day, but get your ticket. All right. Okay, here we go. General predictions for Joyous Ocean, and thank you so much for being a member for more than a year. On your intimate relationship with R, things are moving along. And R is a decent person. I don't know, like it's fine, but is it fine enough for forever? Like I think this is the kind of thing you could do forever, but do you want to? That's the question. That's what you have to figure out. But it's fine and it's good. Okay, family relationships in general. You are finding a way to work with all your family members because you understand how they are. So you understand how each person has to be dealt with and how they have to be dealt with. So you're handling it. But it's not always like a relationship. It's like something you need to manage. And you're doing it. Business. I feel like there's frustration with business around marketing, getting the word out, all of that. There's a frustration with business right now. And I think it's about figuring out marketing better. And finances. You're a decent financial manager and you find a way to make things work. You're not where you want to be. But neither should you shit talk yourself for where you are, because you're getting there. And as the business grows, things will be okay. That choice ocean agreed on everything. There you go. There you go. Oh, Teresa, I'm so sorry. But there it is. All right. All right. Good, good, good. Thank you, Joyce Ocean. Sorry for my confusion there. Now let's see, where am I? Rosemarie, so thank you for this. This is a teachable moment for us because you're asking for a prediction about something that you have a choice on. In our Afterglow, our second Afterglow session on predictions, what I said was there's really two kinds of predictions. There's the binary yes, no, will this happen, will this not happen, yes, no. And then there's the what can you tell me about, right? But I forgot there's also, and this is what came up, because the first question someone asked when we were doing practice questions was a will I question, and it's something that's within your control. Like predictions about things that are within your control are dicey. Imagine the alcoholic who is now in recovery and says, will I be able to maintain my sobriety? What are you going to say to that? Because if you say yes, well, now they're not even going to try anymore, so they probably won't. And if you say no, how is that supportive? So I feel like when it involves your choice, it's a weird prediction. So the question is a prediction on where I'll be moving. And like if you were in the army and we were waiting for where they were going to assign you, that would be one thing. Or if you were with a corporation and you said, yeah, move me anywhere, that would be another thing. Or if you were job hunting worldwide. But from what I understand about your situation, it's your choice. So I think what we need to do is look at what might be best for you to consider. What you can know about these things. So going north, I mean, you came from there. And I mean, maybe, but I don't know that there's any real enthusiasm for it. South, perhaps, yeah. There could be enthusiasm for that, but it depends on where. East, possibly, yes. Very possibly east. West, maybe not west. Maybe not west. Or out of the U.S. completely, leaving the U.S. completely. I think that would take a lot of wherewithal. Just the legal aspect of that might be very difficult. So those are some things to consider. When do I see you making a change? I think you've been thinking about this for a long time. I think you'd like to get it done in the next 3 months. I don't know if you will or not, but I think that's what you'd like. Goodbye, Lisa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right, so Rosemarie, well, see, I have a question about this. Before I moved to Georgia, I thought I was going to move to upstate New York, but circumstances beyond my control brought me to Georgia. I would have been on the street. I think that's how you're framing it, but I think if you think about it, there probably were other options. Like the idea of I can only go to that place, or I'm on the street suggests that you have been in a high control situation with someone who has limited your thoughts about what you're capable of doing, who the people are who will help you. Like when you say that, I know or I strongly suspect that you have been in a high control relationship and you're not the one with the control. That's what I highly suspect. Because like objectively, the idea of I moved to Georgia or I'm on the street, yeah, no. And I think when you think that way, I tried, but the only person that would help was in Georgia. I get that. But I just feel like there's a way that you think, that you are thinking, that has been visited upon you by how other people have treated you. And I think if you could shift that, you would see more of the opportunity and would be able to make this move. And as you say, you'd like to go tomorrow. I think you really could be able to go within the next 3 months, and it's a great idea. Great idea. All right. And best of luck. Best of luck, and I'm glad we have YouTube, so wherever you go, we'll know where you are. All right. Joe 1, good to see you. My oldest son is resuming college this year. He didn't do well in his first year. He's trying again this year. I'd like a prediction of him in college this year and how best to support him. I love that. He kind of knows why he screwed up in his first year. So he's going back with a better concept of what he needs to do. And I think he will naturally do better. How can you support him? Let him know how much you believe in him. That's pretty much it. Let him know how much you believe in him. That's the whole of it. You support him with your belief, and obviously if he calls you and needs something, you do it for him, right? But mostly it's believing in him. Oh, Joe 1, good. Rosemarie, I'm glad you feel better. We're so excited for you. It is time. Oh, Christine, just a follow-up here. I'd love to become an instructor. I'd love to get a job sooner. Not sure if the place I'm at would be interested in hiring me. Do I need a higher rank? Yeah, you would need a higher rank for sure. But, you know, and I'm sure you could get a job sooner as well. Oh, Ness, this is interesting. I think I do have a lot of fears coming true predictions on my questions. I try to bypass this by asking first, what is the fear about this? What is more likely to happen? What do you recommend on this? Whenever we talk about the future, whether it's in divination, whether it's just, what we're planning for the future or what must happen, we must always have, and this is for ourselves, right? When we're doing it for ourselves, we must always have faith in ourselves that no matter what happens, we will have the ability to meet it and handle it, whatever. So you have to have that faith. When it's for another person, you want to be careful. You know, you can't really make a heavy prediction if they're not able to handle it. So you want to be careful about how you do it. Did that answer the question? Maybe I didn't quite understand the question. Let me know. Joyous Ocean, and you're right, my family is intense management. It's a real life course in maintaining boundaries. Yes, that's how it looks. It really makes me wish I lived in another country. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, that sounds hard. Okay. So Ness, if you're still here, let me know if that made sense. Excuse me, Christine. Yeah, you will get that higher rank. Yeah, absolutely. I think you will ultimately be an instructor. I do really believe that. Oh, what you said about my relationship with R was literally what I said to someone within the past. There it is. Ness, I think so. Okay, good. All right, my friends, I think we did it. It's last call for readings, y'all. If I accidentally skipped you, I am so sorry. If you're here and have not yet asked, do so now. I want to thank all of you. There are links in the description to get a reading with me, to read the newsletter, to subscribe to the newsletter, to get your StaarCon ticket and learn more about StaarCon, and to become a member of this channel. Do some of those things, please. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Special shout out to those people helping out with super chats and super stickers. Thanks to the members and the moderators especially. As you can see, the links are already up. I'll be back tomorrow at noon for the Friday weekly wrap up. Until then, have a good time.